This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting business and you. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by Profitability Movement. Google Profitability-Movement to join this community of business owners focused on building profit, increasing wealth, and giving back. Thank you for joining us. Here is how we will help your business and you today. Many people believe that in the busy times, it is really easy to sell because people are less focused on price. My guest today, Tom Piscitelli, debunks this myth. In this two-part series, Tom gives you best practices for selling, whether it's busy or slow. Tom, welcome to Contractor Sense.
Well, thank you, Ruth. It's a pleasure to be here as always.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's been a long time since you've been on Contractor Sense. So it was about time it's perfect timing because it's getting busier for the HVAC. Plumbing always stays busy. This is generator season, so it's like everybody's going to go, okay, all I have to do is increase my price and they'll buy because I can install it tomorrow. That's not true, is it?
Well, no, I mean, prices have gone up and all contractors know about supply chain issues and the impact that has had on their business. But consumers have also learned the term supply chain, and consumers have, I think, in HVAC, have actually become a little bit numb to higher prices with all things, and certainly in heating and air conditioning. I think 2 years ago, the average job selling price for a full system was somewhere in the $8,000 to $9,000 range. Today, it's $12,000, $13,000 and upward. And yet, the peculiar thing about that is it's still resulting from the same behaviors that contractors had been performing in history. So nothing has really changed except the prices have gone up because of equipment prices and supply chain related issues.
And the contractors who didn't raise their price are in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, they sure are. So I think one of the factors is, and one of the takeaways from the events in the last few years is that because of this price increase impact in the consumer's mind, contractors should feel a little bit or a lot better about offering other things that could enhance the homeowner's enhance the homeowner's experience with products that come from add-ons, things that we used to and still call options, add-ons, accessories, things like that. They can get much more value and have a much better experience with their heating and air conditioning system if it actually is a system and not just product, not just equipment.
Yeah. How much do you think back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot of financing. Well, the system prices weren't over 10,000 either on average. So how much are you seeing contractors or customers financing their purchases these days?
The people that I work with, it's virtually 100%. Now, I don't know if we could say they're using it as effectively as a used car salesman, which is how I like to describe it, but they are. Every contractor I've worked with and talked with in the recent past is using financing much more effectively than they had.
Yeah, I just did some research because I'm writing an article, which will be in a future, it was last week's Contractor Sense podcast about the fact that the feds say that the average homeowner has $5,300 in savings. And that was as of their survey, which was done at the end of 2022. If you only have $5,300 in savings and the price of the project is $10,000, you don't have a choice, do you?
Well, no. And I just finished a workshop in St. Louis this past week, and it was a full 3.5 day role play intensive experience, and I had 8 full-time comfort advisors in the room all week, and financing was one of the top 6 topics that we cover. And we role played financing every single time that we had a role play situation. And I am happy to report that they got it. We went through the different types of programs. We went through payment factors. We went through APR. And the most effective technique I feel with financing is for the contractor not to put blinders on and think that they have to finance the whole system, that the homeowner might have $5,300 they could invest in the system. And if you put a $5,300 down payment and finance the balance, then that makes it much more digestible to a whole lot of homeowners.
Yeah, you also mentioned something as you were starting to talk about this, enhancements, add-on, whatever. If they're financing, the additional cost of that is very low.
The add-ons, the enhancements, we'll credit Ron Smith with using the term enhancements. At least he claimed credit for it, and he richly deserves that for his idea. And an enhancement was something that adds to the value and the customer experience versus an option or an add-on or an accessory. Just kind of sounds like some little bauble that we're going to add on to the rest of the things that we're showing. So credit to him for that contribution.
Yeah, and basically looking at it, it's a couple more bucks a month. Whoopee.
That's right. Yep. Especially when the contractor gets comfortable with the longer term financing plans, the 120 month, 144. Gosh, I even saw 180 months.
Really?
Yeah.
That's 15 years. You're going to be in a house for 15 years?
No, but people don't pay that thing off in 180 months, 15 years. They pay it off. The important thing is, especially with baby boomers, I think boomers are kind of tired of replacing things with just the average product or service. They want boomers. I'm a boomer. Yeah. And so, we want this to be maybe the last system we have to invest in. We can last 15 or 20 years or more. So let's make it the best one we can. And the longer term payments make it easy for them to fit it into a budget. And then they'll be confident that they'll be able to pay it off sooner, much sooner.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just can't see saddling myself for 15 years of anything. But anyway, that's me. All right. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And my recollection with I asked questions of Synchrony and Wells Fargo, this exact question. What is the most popular form of financing? And it's the lowest monthly payment is number 1. And then I asked, how long do people take to pay off a 120-month loan? And they generally pay it off in less than half the time.
So they make double principal payments or something like that, probably.
Yeah, double whatever. You get a tax refund,
Yep.
Something.
Yeah, before we take a break, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, where do they do it or how do they do it?
Well, my website is sellingtrust.com. That's fairly easy to remember. And just go there, and there are 6 or 7 places you can pop in a message to me, and it's real obvious. So I'd look forward to hearing from you if I can help in any way.
All right, we need to take a break. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense.
Are you one of the contractors who enjoys getting and analyzing your financial statements each month? If not, it's probably because you haven't taken the time to discover what your profit and loss statement and balance sheet are telling you. And you probably are not making good business decisions based on timely, accurate financial statements. You know you have to do something about this, but where do you turn? Ruth King's makes your financial statements fun and sexy online course. These easy to understand 4 sessions explain financial statements in English rather than accounting babble. You'll discover what your financial statements mean and how to analyze them each month. Then you'll have the info you need to spot minor issues and take care of them before they become major crises and run you out of cash. Enroll today. Click on the link in the show notes or call us at 770-729-0258.
Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I'm talking with Tom Piscitelli. And Tom, give everybody your website one more time.
It's sellingtrust.com. It's pretty easy to remember. And the trust part is really underscores what I coach people to use in a selling situation. The point of that is that you can be highly successful by telling the truth and be focused on helping customers, building relationships with them that can last a lifetime. There's my pitch.
Very good. Yeah, it's funny because some of the contractors I work with, they're on they did mom system. They're now on daughter system, and we're now on daughter system. So we're like 3 generations. That's building trust.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would absolutely say so. All right. I am remiss in letting everybody know who you are, because that's usually how we start, and we just got into it. So you gave the elevator pitch, but you and I have known each other for a really long time, and background is all sales, correct?
It is. That's all I've ever done, and been in this industry, gosh, 45. I've lost count. That's how long it is. So let's say 45 years, and I spent 20 years with Honeywell, working with heating and air conditioning contractors all across the country. And they taught me, really, these contractors taught me what the best practices are of the best contractors who got the best results. And after that, I went to work for a couple wholesalers, one of them in the Pacific Northwest, where I now live. Fantastic distributor in every way, who focuses 100% on helping their contractors be more profitable. And then I decided I got the entrepreneurial itch, like Ruth does, and started my own business doing sales training and consulting with contractors. And I've loved every minute of it and hope to continue it for many more years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I met you at that one of those wholesalers. That was the first time you and I met. That was a long time ago.
I remember the moment. I do.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So Tom knows what he's talking about. And, the whole thing about trust is really true, because we could be, summertime, most of the time they think, when can you put it in? But if they don't trust you, even if you can put it in 10 minutes, they're still not going to buy from you, right?
There are 3 things to sell. You have to sell yourself first. And there can be some things that can be done effectively prior to the comfort advisor getting there. And that can be done on the phone with the CSR or dispatcher, setting the stage and building up the salesperson's credentials. And then it can be done with an email confirmation, a photo, and a little bio and all that. So when the comfort advisor gets there, right at the meet and greet, they're going to establish rapport and build trust and do the right things that let the customer know that they are there, he or she is there to help them get a system that they're really going to like and will fit into their budget in every way.
We now text more so than email.
Yeah, we do. The still face-to-face at the kitchen table is where the moment of truth occurs. So you sell yourself, then the next step is to sell your company along the way. And the last step is to sell a solution to their problems. And if you just follow that simple process, then it's 100% probable that the customer will want what you have to offer them. The only question remains, do they have the resources for it? Or possibly do they see the value in it? That's what salesmanship is about. And the bottom line is that close rate these days should be 50 or 60%, depending on the source of the lead. And the average job selling price should be somewhere in the high teens to over $20,000.
Yeah, if you look at, I mean, I don't know what you see, but with my clients, and I don't do any sales training. Okay, so never ask me to do sales training. Those of you who are listening, go talk to Tom or some other people. But I see that close rates, because I track close rates of maintenance agreement clients. When they have proposals, it's north of 80%. So I think the 50 to 60 probably is with a mix of maintenance and, leads from referrals and website and marketing, right?
The 4 best leads are repeat, referral, technician, and then SEO, if SEO is done really well. And the 3 that I coach my contractor clients to work on are the repeat, the referral, and the tech. And if it's a technician generated lead, especially we had a fellow in this workshop this last week in St. Louis who was a technician, and he came with his comfort advisor, and they were incredible at how the technician set the stage for the comfort advisor. And when the comfort advisor gets a lead from him, then it's almost 100%.
That's the way you want it. You want the trust build before you walk in the door.
That's right.
So, okay, so when we get to part 2, which is the next episode, we're going to talk about, selling yourself, selling your company, selling the system, and those types of things, so that you can do it really, really well, whether it's busy or it is a slower time of the year. So Tom, give everybody the website again.
Sellingtrust.com.
Very good. And I will see you on the next episode.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. And thanks to all of you for joining us. Choose one thing that you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email Ruth King at hvacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.